When building a new company, you need a few things, right? And this is not for every company, but for ours at Proxima, we need a website, we need a store, and we need a podcast. So today, I'm going to talk about the three of them because we're releasing them today for all of you to enjoy. And you can get swag like this new hat that I'm wearing today with Proxima, looking fresh, looking clean, and I'll tell you more about it in a second. Also, in this video, I'm going to show you a little bit about the podcast. How does it sound? What kind of things does it bring? Also, a little bit about the website and the store and some of the things that not only can you actually find in the store, but most importantly on the website and our website, we have a little preview of what's coming in the future for all of you. So without further ado, let's get to it and let me show you some of the stuff that we've been actually planning behind the scenes at Proxima. Let's do it. How's it going, everybody? This is an incredibly exciting video for me. I finally can show you some things that have been happening behind the scenes at Proxima. I know I've been teasing you guys for ages and talking in ways that I was not allowed to actually divulge things. I do think that there is good in maintaining some things back so you don't spoil the fun ahead, because we have been working a whole bunch of stuff for the last 2 years and I really want to make sure that we release them in cadence, we release them in a way that allows you guys to enjoy it properly, and this is why finally we can unveil some stuff. But for this week, we have a few things that we're releasing, all of it today on a Friday. Now, I'm not too sure exactly when this video is going to be releasing. It might be just before we actually open our shop, open our website, and open our podcast, but either before or after, we actually will eventually today have everything released for you guys if all goes well. Obviously, we're working hard behind the scenes, making sure that everything goes well, making sure that everything is just nice for all of you and looks professional, sounds professional, and all that stuff. Now, the very first thing that I have to announce here is a website. Now, website, as always, for any company, any game, becomes almost like the hub that you actually go to actually find out more news, more about the game, more about the company, more about extra stuff that the company does, like ourselves, that we're going to start a podcast. So in our website, proxima.studio, you will be able to find those things, right? We will also have another sister website called playwjr.com that will actually guide you to the same website, but both websites, basically, they will eventually become distinct, but for now, Proxima.studio is the place that you need to be for you to find all the information that you need. Now, you should be able to see on the screen, we have a little teaser of what's to come very soon. So next week you'll find out more, but we have a little teaser about some of the scenes in our game and some of the stuff that we're actually creating right now, working right now as I'm making of this video. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Just a little sneak peek on something that is coming next week. And then later on the website, you can find more information about the company, you can find more information about the podcast, you can find more information about the game and some of the things that we've been doing behind the scenes, some of the values that we have as a company, and some of the stuff that we actually want to achieve over the coming months and years as we go on. Now, on the website, up top, you'll find a button with a store. Now, this is a store with merch such as this hat right here, right? Looking cool as Proxima. And then we also have merch such as the hoodie that I wear on the last video, which is this one right here, that actually has Proxima on it, and we have much more that you should definitely check out. Now, all of the earnings from the website go directly to the company, and the reason why this is important to us, and it might feel to all of you that it might be a way to grab money or whatever it is, but the reality is right now at Proxima, we don't have a publisher, we don't have an investor. We are basically bankrolling the whole company ourselves and trying to actually make as much of the game as possible by ourselves independently, because we want to retain creativity and we want to retain the good vibes that we have right now in the company, so we basically can make the game that we envisioned without actually having any external forces, at least at this point in the beginning, so we can basically fulfill the idea and the goal as best as possible. Any money that you actually use to purchase any of the items that we have in the shop after the revenue split with the company that is actually creating these garments, we actually get the rest of the money, and then that money goes directly into making the game that we are producing right now at Proxima, goes into sustaining the company Proxima, and also you actually get to keep some of the gear, because this gear is actually first edition that we actually have right at the beginning, because most likely if this is successful, if this goes well, as the company grows, some of this stuff will stop disappearing and other things will come along. And this can become a little bit of like, if you're anything like me and like to actually collect things, can be a little bit of a collector's item, because you were here before Proxima was even known, and you have a piece of gear that actually kind of states something in time that we would highly appreciate. So all the gear, all the items that we are making with that in mind, that distinction that this is a period in time that we're creating these items for anybody that actually wants to support us, wants to support our cause, wants to support our game. So if you actually guys go ahead and do it, you'll be highly appreciated. And obviously, once again, all the money goes back into the company. It's not for me, it's for the company Proxima, so we can actually make the game for as long as possible independently, just by ourselves. Last but not least, we have our podcast. Now this, I'm incredibly proud. I'm proud of everything, but this I'm super proud. So it's hosted by our sound lead in the studio called Kyle Murdoch. It's actually an amazing sounding podcast with lots of conversations. We are calling this podcast For the Players, because this is what we're making the podcast for the players. And this goes into this idea, just like this YouTube channel, to unveil some of the mysteries about this industry. Now this industry, the games industry, as you guys know, and I've said many times in my videos, it's a little bit of a black box, right? And we don't really know outside how things work inside, and some of the challenges and some of the good things and bad things that happen in the industry. So this is going to be an opportunity for us to sit down, the three of us plus guests, for an hour, and then basically just discuss about the goods, the bads, the updates, and just have a feel for what some of the different disciplines actually have to go through and work as in games, to hopefully unveil some of the mysteries that goes into, the hard work that these people do behind the scenes. So it is meant to be a tool to highlight some of the stuff that we actually do in the games industry, just like my live chat series, if you guys follow it, that I talk mostly with animators to actually find out about their journey and some of the ups and downs. This is going to be much more about the games industry in general, right? Even though I'm trying to explain it as best as I can, Kyle, our host, can do a much better job. So listen to this clip and try to actually get a feel for what the podcast is. And if you like it, make sure you subscribe on the links down below in the description just after this audio clip.
Have you ever wondered how video games are made? Or what it's like to work at a video game company? Like what really goes on in the industry? Well, there's a podcast now all about answering these questions. Introducing For the Players. My name is Kyle Murdoch. I've been a professional sound designer and multimedia for over 20 years and an avid gamer for even longer. And now, thanks to the team at Proxima Studios, a video game company replete with people who have worked on some of the biggest games shipped in the last 2 decades, we will all find out just what happens in the development cycle of a game. I'll be joined weekly by Proxima's founder and game director Harvey Newman, plus marketing and brand director Chad McNeil, to get some inside insight about all things gaming, with the intention of helping give some personality and transparency to what many consumers think of as a pretty secretive art form: game development. We love playing games as much as we love making them, so we do this show for the players, available wherever you get your podcast.
So 3 things today, right? So website, podcast, and store. If you want to get the news really fresh and actually have access to the latest and greatest things that we are doing at Proxima, make sure you subscribe to our newsletter, link down below, and also our Discord. So we are going to use our Discord as a vehicle for us to gather people that want to see first news, want to play first, want to give us feedback on our game, feedback on our visuals, feedback on anything that we do on Proxima, so you guys can be as involved as possible. Because I'm a big believer that feedback is absolutely everything in game making, especially for how long we actually make games. So we want to bring you guys along so we actually have a way to check if our ideas internally really resonate externally. So this is why we have our Discord channel. So make sure you join in, and make sure you actually kind of like start sharing your ideas, and you already have a little bit more information about what we are doing behind the scenes. So join, have a check, because we have Proxima news and all this stuff. You guys can go and check it out there. And the newsletter is going to be all about like breaking the news to all you guys for anything that happens in a company. So eventually, if you get a publisher, if you get an investor, if you get anything that actually is happening that is good news and bad news, we'll share on our newsletters. Those are the things that you guys can do in order to follow us at Proxima, to know more about Proxima if you're interested. And most importantly, thank you very much from the bottom of my heart for all the support that you intend to give from now until we release our game in the future, because it goes a long way. We are incredibly excited. I hope you are as excited as we are. This is an important moment in my life, make it or break it kind of situation. And I'm here with you guys, and you guys will see, good or bad, you guys will hear about it as usual. So thank you very much for everything as always. And until the next video, stay well, stay safe. Peace.